everyone, it's Jordan, and today I'll be talking about my most anticipated releases of 2023. So I like doing these lists every year. I know there's a lot of books I'm anticipating, but of course I try to narrow it down to 10 just because it'll be easier for me, and plus some of my most anticipated releases are from authors that I've read before and some from new to me authors. So yeah, let's get to my most anticipated releases of 2023. So the first one I'm most anticipated for is Mysteries of Thorn Manor by Margaret Rogerson. This is a novella sequel to Sorcery of Thorns, which I really liked, and that's all I can say about it. If you haven't read the Sorcery of Thorns, it was basically about two characters who are trying to protect this book. It's been a long time since I've read Sorcery of Thorns. I think I've read that last year or a year before. I can't remember, but I know I really enjoyed it, and plus I like Margaret Rogerson's books lately, so I'm like excited to dive in back into that world, especially when they have a magical library. That's what I love about it. So yeah, this is one of the ones I'm anticipating, which I did not know it was coming out next year. So yeah, that was a big surprise for me. So the next book that I'm anticipating for is This Time It's Real by Anne Lane. This is about a girl who just really wants to meet the love of her life, and then she like sends in an essay from one of her favorite magazines, I think, and then the whole story goes from there. That's as far as I know. I know, like, from the synopsis, it's like for fans of Meg Cabot and Jenny Han. I'm like, oh yes, please. So I do really want to read them. Plus, this takes place. This is one of the YA novels that is just, or novels in general, that I haven't read from a country because it takes place in China, and I don't think I've read any book that takes place in China. So yeah, I'm really excited about that, especially when this book really reminds me of some of the books that I've read, like from those authors, because I've read books from those authors before, and I'm just like, yeah, count me in. Anyways, so the next book that I'm anticipating for is The Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Rajani Chachki. This is the author of The Gilded Wolves and other books that she has written. This is her first adult novel, which I'm really excited about, and I know it's about this man who marries this woman, and he's obsessed with fairy tales, and he really wants to know about his bride, but she refused to tell him, and all that. That just sounds really interesting to me, and plus I've read The Gilded Wolves, and I'm really liking that one so far, like series-wise, and I definitely want to read more from this author. So yeah, this one really grabs my interest, especially when I'm trying to get into adult fantasy. So yeah, it's kind of exciting that that's not only a book that from an author that I read before, but also a book that just grabs my interest. And the next book that I'm anticipating for is The Witch and the Vampire by Francesca Flores, and all I know about this book, it's a retelling of Rapunzel, which I do really like. That's one of my favorite fairy tales, and that's all I know about it. And plus the cover is so gorgeous. I'm like, yeah, I definitely want to read that, and I never read anything from this author. I'm not sure if she's a debut author or just a new author, to me at least, but it sounds really exciting, especially when it's another fairy tale retelling that I hope to enjoy, and especially vampires, like a retelling of Rapunzel, but vampires. It just sounds really interesting to me. And the next book that I'm anticipating for is Death of a Bookseller by Alice Slater, and all I know about this book is a thriller about a main character who's really obsessed with not only reading but also with murder podcasts and all that, but then something happens. That's only, and then she just ends up getting a job at a bookstore. That's all I know about it. This one is really interesting. I don't usually grab towards thrillers, but this one really caught my eye, and especially by the title, it just really grabs my interest. And apparently as a debut author too, so that kind of exciting a bit. And plus I do want to read thrillers, but sometimes I just feel like a chicken for trying out thrillers, even though I did read YA mystery thrillers before. So yeah, but it's really sounds interesting to me. And the next book that I'm anticipating for is Lying in the Deep by Diana Urban. This is about from the author who wrote all the Twisted Secret, all your Twisted Secrets, and these Deadly Games, and I love both of those, and I'm just more excited to read this one because it takes place on a cruise ship, which I have not read any books that takes place on a cruise ship before, so that kind of excites me a bit. And of course, by knowing Diana Urban, this is another YA mystery, which I am really excited about, especially when it takes place on a cruise ship. That just sounds really interesting to me. And then plus I'm starting to like this author as well, and yeah, I'm just really excited about her new release. And the next book I'm anticipating for is The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston, who is one of my favorite authors. I think this is another adult book by her, but this is about a woman who is a publicist, and her goal is to write a song, but she ends up falling in love with her temporary roommate. That's all I know about it. I just love the Dead Romantics. I love all of her books, and I know she's also coming out with a Buffy the Vampire Slayer prequel or something like that. I do want to read that, but I'm not sure if I should watch a TV show first, but this one has caught my attention, and I'm just excited to read more books from this author. And the next book I'm anticipating for is House of Roots and Ruin by Erin A. Craig. This is a sequel to House of Salt and Sorrows, which I did not expect. I honestly was surprised about that, and I was like, yeah, I'm excited about this sequel. Even if I haven't read the first book. The first book is about, it's basically 12 dancing princesses, but with a murder mystery twist, which I really liked, and since I honestly was surprised that she was writing a sequel to it, but I'm just really excited to read it, especially when I really enjoyed House of Salt and Sorrows so much, and I'm like, yeah, I'm even more excited that there's a sequel, even though I didn't know there was a sequel coming out. So yeah, I am really excited about this sequel either way. And the last book that I'm anticipating for 2023 is, I'm saving best for last, even though I hate that I had to wait until November to read this, which is Vengeance of the Pirate Queen by Tricia Levenseller. This is the third book in Daughter of the Pirate King series, and I'm just really excited about it. I think it's going to be like a new set of duologies as far as I know. I'm just assuming here, so don't take my word for it, but I'm just really excited about it. Either way, I just love Daughter of a Pirate King series. I just love the characters, and I'm excited that there's going to be a third book. I hate that there's a cover change, which bugs me a bit, but I'm just really excited to read the third book of the series. I just love these characters so much. I love the world, and I just love pirates. So yeah, I'm just really excited about it. This is going to be my most anticipated release of next year, like my number one, even though I did it by publication day in this video. But I'm just so excited for this, and this is and I probably will try to read it right away just because I love the Daughter of the Pirate King world so much. So that's all for my most anticipated releases of 2023. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and comment down below what books that you're anticipating for 2023. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button and click the bell icon so we know when I post new videos. Also, you can follow me on social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads, which all links will be down below for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!